Hello everyone, I'm Juan and I'm going to record my way through my trainings to the next competition I'm going to compete. It will be my second competition ever, and I'm not a professional, I'm not elite level, so I will do my best. I will record all the bunch of trainings that I will be doing these weeks. The competition is in about 1 month, so I will record 4 weeks of trainings in 4 videos. I just want to have my progress recorded, and I think that it's way beautiful to record all your progress or all your way up to a good level, and all these past events when you were not as good as you are right now, and in every moment you can go back to these videos and feel relaxed and feel relieved, because all that tough times that you passed when you had to progress, to achieve new skills, and all of that, I think that they are beautiful moments to remember when you have already passed that limit. So I think, and I'm motivated by her to do these records of my trainings and this evolution, and also it's my second competition ever, as I said. I don't know if I'm gonna be an elite athlete someday, but I think it's great to hold these past memories and go to explore new limits, to break your expectations and keep continuing training and getting stronger. And I also want to encourage people to compete even if they don't have an infinite level or their skills are not as good as elite people, because competing is not about ultimate strength or skills, superhuman skills. No, like, I think that competing is just about you showing yourself your maximum abilities or breaking your limits in an event. When you train, you are creating your body, you are adapting your body to create new movement patterns, new strength patterns to break your limits. And a competition is just like a game. You go, even if you don't have a good level, you go and you perform your best, and compared to yourself, if you are breaking your limits, if you have done it better than before, like better than other weeks, and you just have to show yourself. A competition is like to show yourself how meaningful have been all these trainings you have done, and how you can keep progressing even if you are not an elite, because there are not many people that have this level, this superhuman level. So just keep progressing, keep competing if you can, and enjoy this path, this way, because it's beautiful. And because I'm filming and recording these trainings to have it and to can remember how beautiful this way and this path of calisthenics is. Just a moment. Also, I want to show you guys how I program my training through the weeks and in each session, so you can have like an idea of how programming likes. And I know that I'm not the best, but it's something that it's working for me. It's pretty simple, right? I'm just using principles of strength training and approaching certain specific strength training too. But I think that it's pretty simple what I'm doing. So I want to show you guys, like, if someone is curious to have a view on how I program my trainings, and that's all, and how I perform even at my competition that I will have in about a month. So let's go. Let's drink some coffee and outcome the training. I see you guys. Don't skip your warm-up. So today we have a front session. I will hit the pull-up motion so I can improve in my overall front lever strength. Yesterday I had a rest day between planche and today's front session where I recovered. I also took during my recovery some massage through the muscles, through the back muscles and the press and planche motion muscles too, so I can recover deeply in my performance and have some relax in the body and being relaxed to the posterior trainings as today is. I just think I have to spend my rest day completely recovering my body to keep progressing the next days in the trainings, so I can have a linear progress beyond being injured or overtrained. Today, the specific strength training of the front lever motion or skill will be hitting pull-ups and then hitting some seconds of front lever hold with some resistance bands. So let's go with the training and keep up progressing and battling.
We were both young when I first saw you. I close my eyes and the flashback starts. I'm standing there on a balcony in summer air. See you alive, see you part of the background. See you make your way through the crowd and say hello. Little hello. Then you were Romeo, you were running tables. And my daddy said stay away from Juliet. And I was lying on.
Hello again. Today is the last training day of the week. I'm hitting planche. The specific strength training of today will consist about hitting the push-up motion in the planche in the first part of the training, and I will add some holds of full planche to complete the specific strength training part, and then I will hit some auxiliary workout in the tag progression of the planche so I can add more volume and build muscle and gain some neuromuscular adaptations of the movement pattern. So let's go, and I also want to test and try a bit of the iron cross in the rings at the end of the workout. So let's go and outcome the workout. Today I'm going so crazy that I'm adding a lot of volume, a lot of torque volume, because in the next days I will take a deload of 3 days for each skill, because I've been working on so much this past time on my skills, so I think I need a deload. Also, I'm having my exams, so I think that it's gonna be okay to deload my body so I can have benefits from these two sides. And yes, because of that I'm adding so much volume on low progressions of the plants today. Also, I think this type of work is gonna help me so much in my progress through the full plants, so let's keep going. First of all, what I am aiming for in these first 2 weeks of trainings? And the answer to this is I just want to upgrade my maximum strength level so I can transform this strength in the 3rd week to more on a skill approach and more to a combo approach, so I can pick so I can pick in my competition and do a good work. Well, so now I'm going to explain how I program my trainings in order to pick my competition. The training period will consist of 3 weeks, and in these first 2 weeks I will approach the trainings in one way, and in the 3rd week I will approach the training in another way, just to evolve and pick my competition with the objectives that I already have. Now, going into the main topic, in what consists each session that I'm doing in these first 2 weeks to improve my level. Well, as I wrote, each session consists about 2 parts. The first part, the specific strength skill training, raw strength with no assistance, and then the second part, where I put some volume on in lower progressions so I can work more on hypertrophy and on my muscles that in the first part, where I focus in the current progression that I'm doing, in this case the full front and the full planche. The first part, the specific strength skill training, is divided by itself in 2 subgroups. The first group is the raw strength training at the current progression that I am at the moment, and they are the full planche and the full front lever. And the second part of the specific strength skill training is the skill training with resistance band. Since I want to improve in 3 different power moves of each skill, that they are the presses, the pull-ups or push-ups, and the hold itself, I need to work in all of them during my training period. So I managed to combine them through all the week and through all my training cycles. And that's why in the first part of the specific skill training I train raw strength in some power move in the progression I'm at now, and in the second part of the specific skill strength training I train another different power move but with resistance band, so I can focus on putting more volume in that power move in that progression, and also focusing in the right activations so I don't miss anything of this process. When this part of the session is finished, I start with the lower progressions volume training or combo training, so I can focus on hypertrophying and giving work to my muscles as they need it to progress and to make my body learn to be under tension in the combos. I reduce so much the progression because in calisthenics it's difficult to put a lot of work in to the muscles if you train by skills, but once you achieved higher level, you can lower the progression as much as you need to work on volume for the muscles and for the movement pattern and the motion or power move that you want to train. So that is why I do. To sum up, I divide my sessions in two parts. The first part, a specific skill strength training, where I train two different power moves of the progression of the skill that I'm at the moment. And these two power moves consist on the first part, training raw power move training, where I train one power move without no assistance, and the second part where I train another power move but with some resistance. And then the second part of the session where I train volume in lower progressions, so I can hit more my muscles, more my movement pattern, all in the same exercises, and also give my nervous system some rest that it can have with the previous part of the session, where I focus on maximum strength in that power move and that is progression. So since I have already finished my first week of training, I will explain in what it consists, in order you can know how I will approach my second week of training, that I will apply the same training method as in the first week. This type of work of specific strength skill training, just working on singles and accumulating volume through series, is based on accumulating effective repetitions. So if I just go to the failure in one series, okay. I might not be as effective as accumulating the same amount of volume, the same amount of repetitions or seconds in different series. So accumulating them in different series just by not going to the failure will make you can embrace a good amount of volume without being ineffective. When the last seconds of the last repetition of this series to failure will not be as effective as just dividing them into singles and accumulating effective repetitions. I also have to say that my weekly organization is based on 3 cycles of 3 days. In each cycle of these 3 days, it will consist about a front lever day, a planche day, and a rest day. And the week will consist about 3 repetitions of this type of cycles. In each type of cycles, there will be a main power move that I will train and a second power move that I will train with assistance. You guys have to know that I applied for the competition a bit later, so I don't have so much time to do my preparation. So just enjoy these videos and I hope you learn something about it. And I hope I will also learn something about this and about you if you want to drop some comments or things about below the video. Thank you, and let's go to train.